Welcome to What Self-Care Looks Like. I'm your host, Brittany Elliott. It may be hard to hear, but self-care is not spa days, a weekend getaway, or brunch with your bestie. True self-care is the practice of protecting your well-being and happiness, and it lives within your daily routine. I'm a self-care and mom life coach here to help you prioritize your needs and practice self-care in a meaningful way so you can reclaim joy in your motherhood experience. Let's get back to you. Welcome back to What Self-Care Looks Like. I am Brittany Elliott. I am your self-care and mom life coach here to help you prioritize your needs and practice self-care in a meaningful way so that you can reclaim joy in your motherhood experience. And we're back and closing out the New Year refresh with next steps to carry you through 2025 and beyond. So it's time to set your goals for the new year. Remember your reflection prompts, look back on your responses, and determine how you would like this year to look and feel. And I know it took us 7 weeks to get to this point where I'm saying, all right, now you can go and let loose and make your goals. But there is a reason for that. There's a reason I want you to take the time to reflect on how things went throughout 2024, assess the year with gratitude and with truly being able to say, these were my opportunities. These were my strengths through the year. These are the things that I negotiated myself out of. These are the goals that I set last year that really were not in alignment with who I am or who I want to be. These were some things that I tried and I really didn't enjoy them. I didn't like them. I don't want to do any more of that. So that is why we've taken so much time to build up to the point where I'm letting you loose to set some goals. And we are going to use the prompts on page 12 and 13 of the companion guide to do that. If you don't have the companion guide, you can download that at backtoyouin5.com/mom. Remember that within the companion guide, it's the wellness quiz. It's linked in there because once you take the wellness quiz, you'll know which one of your wellness points need your attention. Your social wellness, physical wellness, spiritual wellness, emotional wellness, or intellectual wellness. It is not a good idea to try to tackle every aspect of your wellness at once. We've talked about this before in past episodes. I'm just going to repeat just in case you may be new here. You need to take things one at a time. You may really need to start out with your physical wellness because that is something that has really been bringing you down, and you know you want to drink more water and take more steps. That's great. You may need to start with your emotional wellness by focusing on activities like journaling or seeing a therapist or understanding why you are an emotional eater or have these emotional habits that are actually impacting your other wellness points. Maybe you feel very isolated, so you need to be focusing on your social wellness. Maybe you feel like, oh my gosh, all I do is just talk to my kids all day and no one else. And all I'm doing is just this mom thing and nothing else. But I haven't even focused on any professional development in my career or any type of personal development or growth, or I haven't even gotten back to the hobbies that I enjoy. So maybe you need to focus in on your intellectual wellness. You may be like, you know what? Like, I don't even understand the point of all of this. Why am I here? And if that's the case, then it's time for you to be focusing on some spiritual wellness activities. So it's not just pluck this one activity and I'm just going to do it and we'll see how it goes. If you've taken nothing away from this season of what self-care looks like, I want you to remember that you have to be very intentional about doing things that are in alignment with what your needs are right now and the path that you are trying to walk in your own life. And when we do goal setting, that is us really building the action plan that is going to get us to that thing, whatever that may be. So we're going to do some of that this episode, and hopefully I give you some different ways to approach your action plan, and I'll talk to you about a big goal that I had for 2025, how I accomplished it already in 2025, how I accomplished it, and also how I'm focusing on, okay, now what's next in 2025. So let me tell you, just right now I'm recording. It is 4:32 p.m. on a Saturday. This will be going live on a Monday. Okay. This weekend has been competition weekend for my daughter. It's her first dance competition. We go as a team, so her group has not performed at all yet. We've just been going to show up and support her studio. And yesterday, I got a headache on my way into work, and I could not get this headache to leave at all whatsoever. I was taking medicine all day. I was eating. I woke up feeling fine. I did my workout as planned, and then I just had this headache. I mean, I was at work just making kind of like dumb mistakes, if you will, because it was just very hard for me to focus through the pain, which my self-care gal in me is like, I should have probably went home, but it wasn't like, I didn't feel that big of a deal because the hours were just going on. And when I wasn't focusing on it, I was like, oh, this is really not that bad. But then when I sat with it, I'm like, man, I have been in pain, like a discomfort all day. So we had to go last night and we were out late. And I kept thinking, maybe I'm just getting sick. The flu's been going around. Maybe I'm just getting something. Maybe it's more than a headache. Well, I came home, went to sleep after a late night being at the competition. And I woke up this morning feeling fine, no headache, but it was just, day 2 of competition day, had to get up. But because I knew that I had a headache yesterday, I still am like, take it easy. Just take it a little easy. Don't overdo it. So after the competition stuff, we went out for lunch. Again, like I said, it's after 4:30. I'm having some coffee now, which I normally wouldn't have coffee this late, but I want to have enough energy to get through the rest of this day. Which I could take a nap, and I still might, because just because I'm having coffee doesn't mean that I won't take a nap, but I just felt like I wanted a boost and I wanted like something warm and comforting. So that's why I'm doing coffee. The reason why I'm telling you all this is a mommy moment of, there are things that have to happen this weekend. And if I get sick, these things still need to get done. Tomorrow, she would still have to be at our competition. And even though I have support, even though my husband would get her there and all that stuff, the idea of me not being able to be at her competition because I'm sick, like the idea of it, I'm not even sick. Maybe tomorrow I'll wake up sick, but right now I'm not. The idea of it was making me feel guilty. Like, it was making me feel hot on the inside of just this idea of me not being there. And then my self-care brain and just human brain came back in and was like, what? You're human. If you can't do a thing, it's fine. You're not a machine, etc. However, it was just really one of those tangible moments of sitting in a challenge of motherhood where you feel like, I need to be there. I need to do these things. Not only do I feel like I need to do it, I want to do it so badly. And the idea of me not being able to show up in the way that I want to show up, even though it has nothing to do with me, it wasn't poor planning, it wasn't mismanagement of my time, it wasn't not thinking ahead. It would have just been, you wake up and you're sick, and now I'm being punished. Just the whole idea of that. So I wanted to share that with you, just to validate all the feelings that you may be having in this season of your motherhood journey. I feel that we are always chasing an expectation, even when we're trying to right size our expectations so that they are more realistic. We still almost have this default setting to push through, push through, push through. And that's why I'm here for you doing this work, to tell you that it's completely okay to feel like that and still say to yourself, no, we're not doing that. We're not going to buy into that. Because, parenting and mothering, it never ends. I was picking up some stuff after my daughter today. I was picking up some of her like just jackets and random stuff that she had just left behind. And then the other day she was trying to take her clothes off and she couldn't get her foot out with her sock. And it's just like, she's almost 7. And it's like the more and more she learns, it's still the more and more she needs me for something else. And there's just so much. It's like, let me help you wipe your face. And, oh, what is this on your face? You left that on there. There's so much that goes into raising our children. There's so much just labor. There's so much labor, invisible and visible labor, that happens along your motherhood journey. I just wanted to take that time in the hopes that that story just makes you feel more validated and more seen. So let's dive more into closing out this season, shall we? So I got super intentional about my self-care routine in April of 2020. So almost 5 years ago. And while the activities have changed, in the time I have available and my schedule has changed, our life has changed a lot over that time. And I've made a lot of adjustments, but I cemented some habits, which include asking myself what I need and fulfilling my needs so that I can show up my best self as much as possible. And I have found joy in my motherhood experience by making this shift to self-care. And I really want that to happen for you. I want you to have the same experience. So let's get into these prompts on pages 12 and 13. Oh, another thing I want to talk about with having this coffee is I knew that my self-care routine was working once I started enjoying food or having food and drinks at the temperature they were designed to be. So right now I'm drinking my coffee and it's hot. And I would say when I first started my business, I would tell people, drink your coffee while it's hot. What's one thing I can do for my self-care? You can drink your coffee while it's hot. You can sit down and eat your dinner at the temperature it's supposed to be. Because when we're running around and you're chasing kids, you get everybody's food plated or whatever. And it just always seems like we're just at the end, like eating like the cold piece of pizza or, somebody's little piece of crust, or our coffee is like chilled, even though we didn't have cold brew. And so I really bask in the moments where I can just sit down and enjoy a meal the way it was supposed to be, at the proper temperature. And that I don't know why that became my thing, the thing that was important to me. For you, it may end up being something like when I was able to walk away from the kitchen, even though it wasn't perfect, or when I was able to manage my mental load and manage my day and help everyone create boundaries and set my expectations that this is how our house needs to look before we turn in for the night or whatever. And now you wake up every day and the house is the way you want it to be. So there is a thing. I'm sure there's a thing in your mind that you would love to have happen in your motherhood journey so that you know that you are fulfilled and that you really have joy. And so think about that as we go through looking ahead and setting expectations for 2025. If you're looking for a supportive village of like-minded women to go through motherhood with, Reconnect is the membership for you. It's not just coaching and workshops, it's community. It's your roadmap to a life where your needs matter, your well-being thrives, and your joy is front and center. Whether you're just starting to explore self-care or you're ready for deeper support, there's a membership level to meet your needs. Visit back2in5.com to get started. So, how would you like this year to feel? Let's really think about that compared to last year. Do you want to feel calm? Do you want it to feel productive? Do you want it to feel peaceful? Do you want it to feel easy or simplified? Do you want to feel a sense of relief this year? Like overall, how would you like this year to feel? So when you look back in 2026, when we're having a similar conversation, because I hope you are still here with me in 2026 and we'll be having a very similar conversation as we start the year in 2026, how would you like to say that 2025 felt? What are 5 goals you would like to accomplish this year? 5. I only want you to list 5 goals, 5 things that you want to do so that we can align an action plan to get you to 5 goals. If you have a bajillion goals, it's going to be very, 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 very difficult to get you on task, keep you on task. I hope by it being 5 goals that you have 1 goal for each wellness point. That's selfishly my my want for you. However, even if it's just 3 goals, 3 things that you really want to accomplish this year, completely fine. But please don't go over 5. If you complete your 5 by, say, July, and then you can come back to me and say, Brittany, I'm already done. So now I'm going to go ahead and add more. But I really want you to not take on more than you can do. Once you determine your 5 goals, which goal would you like to pursue first? You got to start with 1. At what intervals will you check in with your goals to determine progress and alignment? So we can't just set goals. We can't just throw a thing out. Let's work with a tangible goal. Let's work with your physical fitness goal. We're not doing a weight goal. We're not doing a size goal. We are doing an action-based goal. So I am going to an action-based and measurable goal. So if you're working on your physical fitness and you're saying, I'm going to work out 3 days per week for at least 15 minutes for each of those workouts, and I'm going to get up and do it on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'm going to walk. I'm going to lift weights. I'm going to use my stepper. I'm going to go to the gym. Those things. So that's the goal. That's the action plan. Why you're doing it, maybe because you want to lose weight. Why you're doing it, maybe because you want to have more movement in your life. Make that your why. I'll allow it for now. For now, I'll allow it. But please don't make a blanket goal as I want to lose 20 pounds. Well, how's that going to happen, boo? We gotta set the action plan. We gotta get some good habits together. And where you want to start? Because I will tell you, when it comes to weight loss journeys, I'm just going to be honest, I know many people, not like I've heard of them, I personally know them, can call them right now, get them on the phone. Plenty of people who have lost weight only by changing their diet. They haven't picked up not 1 weight, haven't done 1 squat, haven't been in the gym, nada. They have just changed their diet. I know people who have done nothing with their diet and all they do is work out. And that's how they've lost weight. For sure. Can call people right now. We need to know what you're trying to do, why you're trying to do it, and the method you're going to use to get there. And the reason why I have friends who have lost weight just by a diet was because that was something that more so fit in with their lifestyle to be able to tightly control what they eat, versus other people have more time to allocate to going to the gym, but they know they don't have the I won't say discipline, but just don't have the setup to be able to just control their diet that much. So that's why this is important. And then you need to check in with that. Is this still working? Is this sustainable? Do I like this? How is it making me feel? You can't just go on a shameful journey to lose weight. You have to be able to find joy in these processes, be able to embrace your action plan, to be able to feel good about your action plan. I got up the other day and I worked out, and man, it was such a lazy workout. I mean, while I was doing it, I was saying, I am just going through the motions. I'm just doing it, but I'm getting through it. I felt so great after, but I do enjoy the process because I know that when I get up and I work out, I know what it does for me throughout the day and how it allows me to feel. And so that's what I focus on. And so that's why I can get up and do a lazy workout and still feel like, okay, because for me, the biggest part of it is the consistency of it. I said that I was going to get up at this time and do a workout. I got up at that time and I did my workout. That's a win for me. So make sure you're tracking your wins. All right, page 13. Write out a flexible self-care routine to jumpstart the year with. So this season, you learned all about the wellness points. I talked about different activities that impact each wellness point. I hope you took notes, but if you didn't, they're available for you to go back. If there is a specific wellness point that you know you want to focus on based off of your overall wellness quiz, just go back to that episode. If it was spiritual wellness, go back to that episode, which would have been episode, and this is 4 or 5. One of those. It's labeled. And listen to that. Run through those activities. See which one you like best. And create a flexible self-care routine from that. Okay, in what ways will you be present with your spouse and children this year? Really be specific. How are you going to do that? Are you someone who like scrolls a lot? Are you a doom scroller? If so, that means you're going to get home and you're going to lock your phone away. And by lock, I just mean put it in your room. If it's that bad, maybe y'all do need to lock your phones up. I don't know your life. I don't know your life yet. All like that. But, put your phone away so that you can be present. Making sure that you all eat together at the table. Maybe there's no screen time at all. We're not watching TV. We're not doing any of that stuff. Maybe every night you'll use that time that you would usually maybe watch TV. Maybe after dinner, you'll sit and just play a game together. So talk about what ways you'll be present with your spouse and children. What self-limiting beliefs will you let go of? This is important. What are the dark things you've been telling yourself in private and in secret that make you think you can't do this? You're incapable of that. You're a failure of that thing. Whatever those limiting beliefs are, which ones are you going to let go of? And the last one is, where will you find community to support you in accomplishing this year's goals? So don't go at it alone. We need community. We need others. We need safe spaces to be with people and be able to express the challenges that we're going through. And that community part could take some time. And it may not be you just coming right out of the gate, on, I don't know, a random day. Choose a random day. It could be today. So you just go out and be like, okay, well, I'm just going to be a part of this community now. Maybe that's not the case. But I think that you should really have that on your goal journey, because I hear a lot of people say, like, where's my village? And they always say it takes a village to raise a child, and I don't have my village. The people who were supposed to help me, they're not helping me. I will tell you that a lot of the women in my network who are a part of communities that I intentionally went out and found women I can be in community with, just about all of us are like, we are in villages that we chose, not the people who, while we were pregnant, said that they were going to do all these things. It's not necessarily those people. It's people who we also felt lost in the motherhood journey, had challenges settling into motherhood. We found each other, started talking about it, started talking about other things, businesses, our relationships, talking about what our goals are down the line, talking about our finances and different things like that. Those are the people that I'm texting and checking in with. It's not necessarily the people who, if I post something on Facebook, they're like, oh, if you need anything, in the comments. Like, no, it's the people who are just really like, hey, I saw you posted something. They're like texting me, they're calling me, they're mailing me something, like sending me cards, thinking of you, that type of thing. You have to build that. Okay. So, in the spirit of that, I just want to talk to you about a few different resources that I have available to support you, because Back to You in 5 is all about having resources to help working women just thrive in motherhood. So the first one I want to talk to you about is my book. What self-care looks like is a practical guide for prioritizing your needs and practicing self-care so you can reclaim joy in your motherhood experience. I dive into wellness points and also how to manage your mental load and household tasks. I made it very simple, straightforward. My goal is that it is a quick resource for you to grab and flip through as needed. I hope that you will read it once a year. It is 7 chapters, and it's definitely for you if you have felt lost at all in the motherhood journey. It's for you if you've had a hard time settling into your motherhood journey. It's for you if you've ever really sat and asked yourself, like, how did I get here? Or when will I feel like myself again? This book is absolutely for you. I encourage you to pick it up. It's available at whatselfcarelooksLike.com, and I will drop that in the show notes, of course, for you. The other one is Reconnect. Reconnect is the membership for moms. It's about community and ongoing support. So it's a mix of monthly live workshops. There's coaching, both group and one-to-one coaching. And it's just a safe space for you to be heard and overcome the challenges. There are 2 membership levels. One is Thrive. So Thrive is $67 a month if you go with the monthly option. And this is for you if you want to get the monthly live workshops to keep you engaged and the quarterly group coaching sessions. So the difference between the workshops and the coaching is that in the workshops, it's more like webinar. You can't come on. We're not talking about a group challenge together. It's really more educational. I'm coming into a workshop. I'm teaching you like vision boarding, the importance of vision boarding, how to create a vision board. And you usually leave with an activity that you can do on your own. Sometimes we do them together as a group. The group coaching is where you come in, we're all on the Zoom, mics are on, cameras are on, and we're talking about this is what happened to me this week. How can I overcome that? And we're working through that together, and you're getting coached. And there is a bit of a curriculum that I built in there to keep us on track and keep us moving forward, but it really is designed to collectively move the group of mothers forward in your motherhood routine. And then the other membership level is Evolve, and that is $119 per month if you go with the monthly option. And I call it the ultimate self-care experience because you get one-to-one coaching. So we will meet, you and I, one-on-one, and we will go through exactly, specifically what is going on with you in your life. So if you're having a tough time managing household tasks, if you're having a hard time maybe being able to communicate openly with your spouse. If you're having a specific challenge with settling into motherhood, if you're not sure exactly how you're supposed to balance your career trajectory along with you being very present for your children. Those are the things that we talk about in one-to-one coaching, to really have sessions that are tailored to your specific goals and challenges. And then within Evolve, we have exclusive seminars. So I have guest speakers, other wellness professionals, therapists who come in and they do workshops, or they will facilitate like talks and activities to really help us all just evolve in our motherhood journey. So that's really the leveled up. Regardless of which membership level you choose, you do have on-demand access to past workshops that have happened, like past resources that I've done before Reconnect became the membership, because before Reconnect was just the group coaching, and it was like just 4 weeks. And I realized that we need more touch points, and I wanted to be able to support you for longer periods of time beyond 4 weeks, because after that 4 weeks, what if a new challenge comes up, and now what happens? You just go back through the same curriculum? No, we're not doing that. This is a way that I can support you more long term and support you through the ebbs and flows of truly the motherhood journey, because we're always coming up on new and different challenges. So I invite you to join the membership program at whatever level you feel comfortable with, so that you can reclaim your energy, reclaim your time, and reclaim joy in the motherhood experience. So to recap on this whole wonderful series that we've had in season 16, set goals that align with your vision. 12 months goes by, and what feels like a blink. You should enjoy the time and grow in alignment with what you have and what the hopes are, the hopes that you have for your life, and really what you have your heart set on. I really want that for you. And I know that many things are out of our control, so we have to hold on tightly to the things that we can control. Here's what you can control: your approach to overall wellness, your approach to motherhood, how you show yourself love, how you show love to others. So soak that all in, control what you can, be kind to yourself, and I will see you next season. See ya. Thanks for listening to this episode. I hope you learned at least one thing you can implement into your daily routine. To connect with me, follow at Back to You in 5 on Instagram. If you're feeling generous, share this episode with a mom you know and subscribe to the show. I appreciate your support. Remember, motherhood is a journey, not a destination. Grow through it and enjoy the view.